and welcome back to the campus of South Arkansas College. I am here with Coach Cannon Lester, the head coach of our men's baseball program here at South Ark. I'm Justin Guerin. I'm the athletic director for the South Ark Stars. And today we're just doing a little catch-up about baseball, what's happened so far, what we've got coming up, a lot of exciting things coming up as we finish the month of April. So Coach, getting started, so we started region play. Kind of had a weird series to open things up, where it was kind of a weird back and forth with National Park. Anything you want to say about that series in particular, or just kind of, the strangeness of it, the back and forth, or?
Yeah, I mean, National Park always plays its good. Their starters are really talented, and they put together some at-bats against some of our better arms that weekend. I didn't think we played bad. I thought they just played pretty good. And, we ended up splitting and kind of like, oh, here we go again. It's kind of what we did last year, split a lot of series. And, ever since then, we've put together some games, put together a little run, and ever since then, it's gone pretty good. So, looking back, obviously, of course, we'd love to win that series, but from where it's taking us now, I guess we'll say good.
Right. Some very strange scorelines in that series, just really back and forth. But, you kind of casually mentioned, then comes the hot streak. So now sitting on 13 straight wins, is that correct, in region play?
Yeah, that sounds right. And I think a part of that, it takes a little luck, takes a little skill.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the other teams can help you, and that's good when the other team helps you with win as well. But they've got a lot of belief in what they're doing right now. We've had a lot of belief the whole year. We've got a lot of older guys that have been there before and done it before and been through the ringer a little bit. So they never panic. They never hit the panic button, even if we're down early, down late. It doesn't matter. And they've done a lot of good things lately.
Right. And, some really impressive series wins. You had to go all the way to Enid, Oklahoma, and play Northern Oklahoma Enid. Had to go to Rich Mountain. Then you've had, Rich Mountain and Carl Albert come here, and again, continue to battle, continue to win games. You've had some really dominating performances where you've really guys gone up there and shut the other team down. You got a lot of guys who swing the bat hard, and so we make some good contact and things like that. So, as we move into April and really into the kind of meat of our Region 2 season, right now, sitting 14-2 atop the Region 2 standings, which is a wonderful start. That's always better when you start conference hot because you give yourself a lot more opportunities. And as of this week, for the first time in South Ark Stars baseball program history, we are in the Division 2 rankings. We're coming in at number 20 this week, so congratulations on that. So as we move forward now in April, a lot of tough games coming up. So if you look at the Region 2 standings, if you look at the top 5 teams, we're sitting there at the top. We play the next four ranked teams in the standings this month, and we get to go take a trip down to LSU Eunice to play the number 1 ranked team in Division 2 junior college baseball. So talk a little bit about your approach with your guys as you enter a really fun month, but a very difficult month.
Yeah, I think we like to play good teams, and we know these teams coming up are going to be good, but we really base a lot of our stuff on from the whole year, from day one. It's like, hey, we're playing against ourselves, we're not playing against other teams. A lot of times if we take care of business on our side and don't worry about the other team, we're going to be okay. And for the most part, I think we've done a really good job of that. Sometimes you can get in games, you can get in the back and forth with the other team, and that stuff really doesn't help you win games. So we've done a really good job staying on our guys and staying in the moment and not worrying too much about the future. And hopefully it stays like that. Obviously, being ranked now, that's exciting, and I'd be lying. Our guys are beyond excited about it. Right? But we don't want to change our approach. We don't want to change the way we go about things. Nothing really does change. Like I said, the good thing is these next couple games, I think we've got 3 series in a row at home, and we're really good at home. We're going to Eunice, excited about that. And they're coming to us later in the year. So we want to play the best. We want to see what the best looks like. And while we're going good now, we want to be really good at the end of the year. And that's really what we're focused on. We see teams like Dan and Murray and Western. Those are the teams we're going to see at the end of the year to get to the World Series. And that's really who we're going against. And so we're going to stay battling against ourselves, competing against ourselves, and we'll let the other stuff take care of itself.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, we do have, so the next 3 weekends in a row, we have a home Region 2 series. So a lot of opportunities for everybody in southern Arkansas and northern Louisiana to come out and see some really good baseball and really competitive action. So this weekend, we have a 4-game set with Redlands Community College out of Oklahoma. We'll play 2 on Friday. What are the times of those 2 Friday games?
Starting at 2 on Friday, 2 and probably 4:30, and then Saturday we'll start at we're starting noon.
All right. So 4 opportunities to play against Redlands Community College. Again, another very good program out of Oklahoma. So talk to me about some of your guys. Who are some guys that have stood out? Who are some guys that have caught you by surprise to this point in the season that you've been really impressed with their performance?
I mean, just numbers-wise, you talk about guys like Trey Shoup, who's SAU signed. You talk about Rock Hawthorne, who's going to be a Division I outfielder. They really get us going at the top of the lineup.
Yes.
I think Ryan Riggs and Jacob Ambrose are 2 catchers, 1 catches, 1 DHs. They've been really steady hitters in the lineup. And you talk about some guys that have probably been surprises. Talk about our first baseman, Bo Cooper, who, we didn't expect Bo to play, didn't play first all fall. It's our backup third baseman as the year goes on. Man, he's had great at-bats, probably first or second on team in OBP, second on team in slugging.
Yes.
He's been really good, really tough at-bat over there. And some guys out there, you talk about Trey Miller, he's a UAM sign, he's unbelievable at the back end of our bullpen as our closer. Jackson Reagan, sidearmer, but it's just dominated some people back there. And probably the biggest surprise, just after the fall, probably our number 1 guy that's rolling out there, Brett Foss on the mound. Got a lot of confidence in himself, struggled this fall, but he was as happy as anybody to see another team besides us. And we kind of told him all fall, like, hey, dude, this is going to be one of the best lineups you face all fall.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of shown to be true. And he's thrown great for us, that game 1. So I think those guys have been probably the biggest, especially those guys. Talk about Ambrose, you talk about Jackson, you talk about Trey Miller and Foss. And Bo, they've been great additions that we probably didn't see coming, so that's been exciting.
And some unexpected pop from some of those guys that maybe they didn't see coming. Talking to Bo a little bit, hadn't hit a home run in organized baseball in his career, and now it's becoming a regular thing for him. So I know he's been proud of that. At the same time, got to work on his celebrations, bat flips a little bit.
Yeah, I think Bo's first one, he got a little excited. It was probably a little too much for the situation, but hey, like, Coach Markrall said earlier, we like people that play with energy, and Bo plays with some energy, and he's tough. And, I got on him a little bit, but I was like, man, that was his first ever career home run, and I think the bat flip went to the moon. I'm just glad that glad the umpire let it slide a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, him and guys like, Clay Burrows has got 5 home runs, and no offense to Clay, but nobody would ever saw that coming. Another SAU signee, and he's been great for us. There's been a lot of guys that have been really good. I think we've got just as much depth as anybody in our region for sure, from pitching to hitting to defense to every single phase of the game.
If the Stars are batting, you don't need to take your eyes off of it, because we got a lot of guys swinging hard, a lot of loud hits, a lot of guys moving around, aggressive on the base paths, really fun to watch. And then again, the energy and the enthusiasm on the defensive side is also very impressive and a lot of fun to watch. When you see a pitcher stand up on the mound with a lot of confidence, really attack hitters, really attack the strike zone, and then, hey, I'm going to make pitches, you got to hit it. But then I got these guys behind me to back me up who are solid and make good plays. Been a lot of fun to watch. So then, as you mentioned, then next week we'll make the long trip down to LSU Eunice to play the number 1 ranked team in Division II before coming back home back-to-back weekends against Murray State and against Western Oklahoma State. So again, really big month coming up. So as we get further and further into the Region 2 season, as we get down to, again, playing some really talented teams and really trying to kind of set our sights on bigger things to the region tournament and beyond, what's your message to your guys about how to make that approach? Say, for example, we could get off to a bad start in the first game on Friday against Redlands. It's really easy when you kind of had this swell of we won 13 in a row, we're ranked number 20, hopefully not. But say you come out and have a bad first couple of innings. What's your message to your team to kind of keep that enthusiasm and keep staying in the moment?
Yeah, I think they've done a good job of that. We gave away a few games early, and we really talked about, like, hey, we took our foot off the gas pedal, or hey, like the game's going to come back around to you. You just got to stay in. You know, if they put up a 5 or 6 spot early, like our inning will come around. We just got to keep fighting and not let it get away from us, because with the offense we have, you know, we can put up a big inning in the time. And so it's, you know, play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And just trust what we do. Don't get too high, don't get too low.
Absolutely.
And we talk about really not giving them away, like not giving away at bats if we're up 10-0 and the wind's blowing out 30 miles an hour, and not giving away at bats if we're down 10-0 and we're facing the best team in the country. Like, don't ever give them away. You know, be selfish with your bats as far as staying with your approach, not controlling what you control and a lot of that stuff. So the good thing is we got a lot of older guys, and honestly, I don't usually have to say much to them, so that's been exciting.
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, as we continue to build this momentum, we're hoping to get a lot more involvement from the community. What are some things that you'd like to see our local community do to come out and support the Stars? Obviously, coming out and, you know, providing a fun, enthusiastic environment for your guys, that's a big step. But what are some other things that you'd really like to see from the community as we kind of continue to build this program?
Yeah, I think, you know, just knowing that there's a really competitive athletics of college sports in El Dorado.
Yes.
I don't think people probably quite realize the amount of talent that's out there. You know, just little stuff like, I think we've already had 10 pitchers this year go over 90 miles an hour. You know, I think we just committed our 8th guy, and we're going to have 15 guys committed to 4 years by the time this year's over with. And I think it's just the amount of talent that's on the field. I think it would really surprise some people. So I think that's why I challenge people to come out and see the level that we're going to play. You know, I know next week, you know, we're facing 2 Big 12 pitchers that, you know, you might see on TV, and we're playing beat them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I don't think people realize the amount of talent that's probably out there. So that's what I challenge them to. And, you know, kids can run around. I know last week there were 2 little ones from Smack over that skipped school and got checked out and came and sat in our dugout. Like, that's cool. Like, you know, if I was a little kid and I enjoy baseball, and you're going to see our guys out there umpiring a lot of these league games, like, go talk to them, because that guy might be on TV one day, you know, here in the future. And I think that's really cool for those kids to see, and to know that those guys are in their hometown. Like, when Jordan Nelson's over there umpiring third base, and knowing that guy's been up to 95 miles an hour, and he's over there just hammering it up with your kid at third base.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think that's a really cool thing to see, and hopefully they can come out and see those guys.
Absolutely. And again, obviously, education is very important. We want all the kids to stay in school. At the same time, it is a cool thing. Definitely have heard several people on Fridays talking about getting around town, about checking their kids out a little early, head out to the ballpark, see some really fun, really competitive baseball. So, you know, it's okay. It's Friday afternoon, right? We'll be all right. And yeah, it is great to see our guys out umpiring Little League. Your son and mine are on the same T-ball team. They played last night. 3 of our guys are out there umpiring, high-fiving everybody, you know, dapping them up, all that kind of stuff. Really cool environment. So really do appreciate the continued support of the community. So, you know, SouthArkStars.com. If you need schedules, information, updates, you can check any of our social media pages. We'll try to keep those updated. Schedules can change, obviously, from time to time because of the weather this time of year. So we'll try to do our best about keeping everyone updated on what's happening. But really just hope everybody comes out, supports the Stars, and, you know, good luck, Coach. Let's keep this thing going.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and go Stars.